Back up, they're going that way. They're going that way, guys.
Chaos erupted outside a Miami club when Terence Crawford and GervontaDavis got into a heated altercation. We're talking punches thrown, families insulted, and careers on the line. It all started when Davis took things way too far, throwing serious shade at Crawford and his family. If that wasn't enough, he even mocked Crawford for chasing a fight with Canelo Alvarez. This beef had been simmering for months, but last night it exploded in the most shocking way. Let's break it down. It was a typical wild night in Miami, with celebrities and sports stars packing the hottest club in town. Among the VIPs were Terence Crawford and GervontaDavis, both looking to unwind after their recent fights. At first, the two boxing stars stayed in separate sections, but as the night went on, their paths inevitably crossed. According to eyewitnesses, tensions escalated when Davis approached Crawford in a confrontational mood. What started as playful, banter quickly turned personal as Davis hurled insults, not just at Crawford, but at his family as well. The level of disrespect was next level, with Davis reportedly mocking Crawford's family in front of the entire crowd. Crawford, known for keeping his cool, initially tried to brush it off. But when Davis started taunting him about his pursuit of a fight with Canelo Alvarez, things turned toxic. Davis laughed and said, "Canelo doesn't even care about you, man. You're just chasing a fight for a payday." And that's when all hell broke loose. Interview. That was the final straw for Crawford. In a split second, he snapped, lunging at Davis and throwing a punch that caught everyone off guard. Security rushed in to separate the two, but by then, the scene had already descended into chaos. People were screaming, cameras were flashing, and the club was in total disarray. It was a moment that would be remembered for all the wrong reasons. If you've been following the boxing world, you know this clash didn't come out of nowhere. The tension between Crawford and Davis had been building for months, fueled by a series of social media jabs and heated interviews. All started when Crawford threw shade at Davis for not being invited to Turki Al Sheikh's exclusive ring awards, Bash in London, a dig that didn't sit well with Davis. Never one to hold back, Davis fired back, accusing Crawford of chasing paychecks instead of greatness, especially with his controversial decision.
Likelihood of a fight with you and Terence Crawford, it would be one of the biggest in boxing.
We're not talking about yet about the fight. Me and two gonna know each other, and then we wanna see what happens.
And when do you want to get out next? I know you're here in London tonight. When are you going to be in a camp?
Huh?
When are you going to be in a camp? I know you're here.
Training camp in March.
Okay, so when...
At the beginning of the middle of the February or March. Yeah.
The insults flew back and forth, each one more cutting than the last. This feud had already been making headlines for months, but no one expected it to escalate into physical violence. Until now. Dive into the whole Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez drama, the very thing Davis used to mock Crawford. Crawford's decision to move up to 168 lbs and challenge Canelo for his unified super middleweight titles has sparked mixed reactions. Some see it as a bold move to cement his legacy, while others, like Davis, view it as a desperate grab for a payday. On one hand, some see it as a bold move, a chance for Crawford to cement his legacy by taking on one of the sport's biggest names. On the other hand, critics argue that he's simply chasing a payday with little chance of actually defeating Canelo. Davis didn't hold back on this point. He mocked Crawford for thinking Canelo even cared about him or the fight. "Canelo's got bigger fish to fry," Davis reportedly said. "He doesn't even know you exist." The truth is, many have labeled the Crawford-Canelo fight as a circus match, an event driven more by entertainment than actual sporting value. Boxing pros and pundits argue that Crawford should earn his shot. by facing top contenders at 168 instead of getting a direct pass to Canelo. Davis's taunts hit a nerve, and that's what ultimately pushed Crawford.
Are you retiring?
What changed? What made you?
Trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Gervonta, something should have happened at the time, because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like the talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford and Leonard Edelby usually they're around to?
You think you might be gaining love for it though? You never know. Like, you know, like say you got a squad today.
Get this, fans went wild after news of the Crawford-Davis brawl broke. Social media lit up like a Christmas tree with hashtags like a Shark Club Chaos, Jack Crawford vs. Davis, and Jack Cage Boxing Drama.
Bud Crawford, just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2-3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not? Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we'll see.
But here's the kicker. Gervonta isn't stopping with Crawford. Word on the street is he's in talks for a massive rematch with Ryan Garcia. We're talking a jaw-dropping $150 million deal backed by none other than Turki Al-Sheikh, the same man bankrolling some of boxing.
Tonight, Terence Crawford was with Turki Al-Sheikh at the other event across town, put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turki Al-Sheikh calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
Not coming.
Turki's involvement isn't just about the money. It's about bringing that big show energy to every fight he touches. He's the mastermind behind these crossover bouts and super fights. And he's got...
Hey, I want Canelo. Is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh, man, you will whoop his ass.
Like, yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Magino.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about now.
Fans are buzzing about how Turki's influence is reshaping the sport, turning every fight into a blockbuster event. Whether it's Crawford chasing Canelo or Tank stirring up rivalries, it all feels like part of a grander scheme to dominate headlines and keep fans glued to their screens. And with
the metal shield and you have a glass shield, talk about the punch resistance. What do you think it takes to Seston, man?
Gonna see. Gonna see.
Could he get it in the future?
Too little.
I mean, you came up from 35, right?
He ain't fighting no real guys at 47.
So, what about, everyone's talking about Errol fighting the winner of Canelo and Jermell. Could you ever do that? Is that too much weight, or?
What, 168?
Yeah.
I ain't going up there.
Right.
So we got Canelo winning then, right?
He fighting that.
Davis, on the other hand, has been hinting at retirement for a while now, and this incident might push him even closer to hanging up his gloves. He's got one more.
My good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can't count him.
Both fighters could face fines or suspensions from boxing commissions, and the court of public opinion is already weighing in heavily. It's a messy situation, and the repercussions could be significant for both men.
For you, though, is that career defining? Is this a legacy fight for you?
Well, when I got shot, for me to change my life the way that I did and stop hanging out with the guys that I hung out with, my career started going up. And yes, this is a legacy fight for me. This is a mega fight. This is a superstar fight. This is all those in one. With me and Errol Spence Jr. A lot of people, they writing me off because they say, oh, well, he's too small, or he haven't fought nobody like Errol Spence, or his resume is this, or his resume that. There's a lot of things that a lot of people can say, but on July 29th, all the answers to everybody's questions will be answered.